This is Off Color Discussions. I'm your host, Joe B. Sitting with me, Billy C.
What's up?
What's up? I told
Good
you I was
evening.
recognized at the store the other day. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was nice.
How is that possible? You have a face for radio.
That is true.
I would not know how they'd know you.
I don't know. Maybe they just know the voice.
Somebody who cruises Facebook.
Possible.
Very possible.
This episode is brought to you by Smoke Proper. Go to smokeproper.com. Use OCD at time of checkout. Save yourself 10%. Get yourself a nice sweatshirt, hat. Well, I think I thought I saw beanies coming, but I could be wrong.
Don't misspeak.
I don't want to misspeak on that, but I do know they have nice sweatshirts, comfortable t-shirts, and tank tops for the ladies. And of course, you know, if you're in the right state that's legal, recreational, or medically, they have a rolling accessories kit that has everything that you need so you can customize your roll. That was one thing that was brought to my attention. That's the best thing about it is you can customize. Not every day you're going to need
right. They're not standard
long ass
pulls,
thing.
man.
You could just I just need you know, it's an art.
The days of licking a bunch of them and putting them together is over.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Makes you tobacco. All
Customize it,
up.
but you don't need 4 big rolls. You can just some days it's just a small one, just a small. This episode is also brought to you by our friends Conic Construction. Email Mike at conicconstruction110@gmail.com, or you can go to his Facebook page, send him a message, and I'm telling you, his website is coming soon. We are working on it. It is definitely in the works. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at Barley and Hops in Milford, New Hampshire. If you are out that way, swing in, ask Chris, recommend something that you're in the mood for, and he can guide you in the right direction. This week we have 2 Road to Ruin Double IPA. It's got plenty of bite.
Yes, it does. It's delicious.
Oh,
This
wow,
dish.
that looks good.
It's dark.
It is a little. It is a little dark.
Yeah, you get the hijack, right?
Yeah.
We gave Sound Guy Lenny the hijack. Is delicious. I don't need him going home super drunk every time. And unless you're into the IPAs, double IPAs tend to.
You gotta take them slow. Take them slow.
They can grab you by the poo poo.
Yeah.
So I had to go shopping over the weekend, which was part of the reason why I didn't go out into spending my family time for.
So was this like everyday house shopping, or were you specifically shopping for something?
Nope, specifically shopping for something.
Okay.
Took a trip over to Old Navy. Old Navy, they have some nice
Great
clothes.
kid size clothes.
They have good kid size clothes.
You still in the juniors?
No, I mean
that belly's
I've grown.
getting a little
I've grown. So I've grown. So we
Haven't we all?
I've been splitting my pants. So
Are we serious?
Oh yeah, no,
Are you
I'm for real. I'm for real on this. I've been splitting some pants. Well, all right. So I had these gray pants. They were like pinstripe. One day I came home and the wife had just bought a barbell. She had some weights on it. Nothing big. But I'm like, fuck. I bet I could do that shit still.
Got a little horny.
So I threw up a couple snatches, a couple squat snatches. Well,
I'm glad you clarified that.
in the middle of a squat snatch. Do you know a snatch
I'm
is?
assuming it's similar to a squat where
So,
I can see
it
your
is,
pants
yeah.
splitting.
So a snatch, right? You have your hands about where the weight is. It's Olympic lift, and you jump and you throw it up and you get it like this. So that's a snatch, right?
Yep.
Nice full body exercise. I love doing them. A squat snatch is you do the same thing, but you catch the weight in a squat and then you stand it
And then
up.
push it up.
Yeah.
All right.
So when I went down,
So you snatch and then finish with the squat push.
right.
Gotcha.
And so when I hit that squat to catch that, I split my pants. So whatever. So she sewed them. It was on the seam. So right. So I got new pants. I got some tan pants. Not these
In
ones.
a larger
other
size,
ones.
I'm assuming.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And then I would wear them a lot because they didn't have any. Don't worry, I'll wait for you. All set?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't realize realize it was that loud.
Yeah. So then I go to. She gets me these nice khaki pants I was wearing to work that didn't have bleach stains from wearing them when I'm trying to pour chlorine in the pool last summer. They didn't have rips. So go to get in my truck, and it was right after it snowed. So there was like a little line, maybe like 6 inches, about like a Coke line width, probably about the length of my truck between me and the door. So I opened the door.
So you just had to step over this rail of snow.
Step over the rail. Split my pants again.
Same pants?
Different
pants?
Different pants.
Okay.
But this time not on the seam, like they were shredded. So because they've gone through the wash a lot, I wore them a lot to work.
This is more wear and tear, not any other specific reasons.
Yeah. I had a black pair. I definitely ripped those tying my shoes. When I bent down and tied my shoe.
Should always sit while tying your shoes.
Apparently. So this past weekend, which by the time this comes out will be a couple weeks, St. Patrick's Day, we'll just say that. I had to go shopping for some pants because I
just tearing through them. Literally.
Incredible Hulk style. So I
That's hilarious. Well, that's a perfect lead-in for what I wanted to bring up with the weigh-in coming in.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this. And then we're gonna spend the month of April
not drinking,
acknowledging Alcoholism Awareness Month, which is fine. I mean, not that anybody listens to our opinions on beer, anyways. What do we know?
I don't know.
So I might have something special coming.
Beer?
Yeah, an exchange of goods
from.
I don't want to say what state. Actually, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't really care. It's coming from Oklahoma.
Oh, he's finally Chad.
I think it's going to be a little bit of his, I'm hoping, and stuff that they have, in their local area. I'm only sending one thing. Not one thing, but one brewery's worth.
Able.
Yeah, damn right I'm sending some Able. They're going to get all hooked on that stuff. So...
You're going to send him a hat with it or something?
I'm thinking about it. He didn't ask for a hat. I think he's more interested in the beer. Because he had heard the episode, I guess, with the Long Blue Cat guys. Mm-hmm. And was really interested in it. And then we got the upcoming episode with Carl and Mike again. So that's probably another one he'll be interested in. But I've been trying to get my...
that one's going to come out before this one airs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
But it's a reference point for me.
There you go, yes.
My sleep schedule's been a little fucked up with all these nor'easters coming around here.
I bet.
This one, hopefully going to miss us. But I digress.
3 to 5 inches or something.
Nah.
But it'll be interesting to listen to this episode and figure out what we had because we haven't gotten the snow yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So we can make wagers on it.
I'm hoping it's like a shit ton, dude.
You're hoping it's a shit ton?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
I'm done with the fucking snow.
I mean, it's only springtime, right?
Yeah, we're 2 days officially into spring now, and almost done with March and into April, and we're fucking getting a nor'easter a week. We've gotten over 3 feet of snow in the last fucking 3 weeks.
This is true.
Some bullshit.
Yep. It's a little upsetting.
I know. I'm ready for the good weather, the nice weather to start.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little nervous for the nice weather tomorrow. It's gonna be hot. These beards are gonna be fucking like.
Oh, you're gonna hate your life with that beard.
It's gonna be nice though. Like at the same time, like. But you had to do it this way, right? Like we had to be clean shaved when it was cold out, so you feel that bitter cold on your face.
The suffering.
And you need the thick ass beard. Well, some of us will have thick ass beards when it gets really hot out. So you just know it sucks balls.
I know nobody can see the evil look that I'm giving you right now.
I'm pretty sure you can, man. It's there.
That's some bullshit. It's coming in.
I know. It just looks like you shaved, man.
I didn't shave. I told you. I just trimmed up my neck. I didn't trim
even your mustache, like nothing?
Didn't trim out anything.
I've been playing with this shit, getting all curly cues, like...
Trying to do that dastardly deed shit.
I can't get it to, like, stay. I think you need, like, that wax or some shit. Like, you set it together, like... So I'm gonna keep doing, fucking with it, poofing the beard out, making it look sexy. Just gonna rock it. Fuck it. I'm not hiding it. I can't hide it. I'm just gonna rock that shit. I tried like tucking it under. No, it just get curved because I sleep on one side. Like this side feels more fucked up than this side, so I have to like alter my sleep so that my shit grows nice.
You just lay on your back now.
Try to until I'm snoring and she wakes me up. I'm like, you're snoring again. Shut up, dude. The fuck, man.
Trying to keep my beer
I'll wake you up.
When you drooling on my pillow, I don't wake you up.
I just roll over and go to the other side.
So did you see the official extended trailer of Infinity War?
Yes.
How excited are you? Are you going opening weekend?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
You're going to jump into that madness?
So we're going opening day at noon.
The day of? Friday.
Friday afternoon.
Okay.
I'm taking the day off of work.
I'm assuming you're going with the same people that I was supposed to go with?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to take time off of work?
No. I'm not going.
That's what he figured.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get down there that day. It just doesn't work for other reasons, but I'm hoping to go see it opening weekend. It's one of those movies where I have to go see it.
It's going to be insane. That's going to be so loud. Dun, 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 dun.
So how's your PubG experience going?
Good.
Anything?
I mean, I suck though. Like I do alright as fine as kills, like, but like the chicken dinner shit, like I get so fucking anxious and nervous, and people, you hear footsteps running, and like I'm fucking running and ducking and hiding. But then there's sometimes where it's like, dude, I know like I'm aimed and shooting them, and I'm not gonna blame the game. I'm obviously not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know. I just not that good unless I have like I found if I have a scope on one, kind of like what you
Is
were
that
running.
The Rock?
Yeah, he plays Shazam, or he plays Black Adam in Shazam.
Really?
Yeah, man, you don't know about this movie?
No, I don't know anything about Shazam.
Son.
I thought Shazam was Shaquille O'Neal.
No, that's Kazam.
Oh, that's
how
Kazam.
Dare you?
I'm sorry,
dude. How dare you?
I'm sorry. That's why I was confused about the white dude in all those pictures.
Zach Levy or
Bicker
whatever
Bob
his
Boy's
name
been
is.
paid.
Yeah, I don't fucking want him as Billy Batson. But whatever. I like Ben Affleck as Batman, and at first I was kind of like, Actually, no, I wasn't. Like, I thought I was pretty much on board with it because the town was fucking sick.
He doesn't even
Argo,
like being
he did.
Batman.
I know, but that's because WB. See, this is if you listen to the Bigger Bots episode where they were talking with they're filling JP. Yeah, that was his name, right? It was JP.
Was it them
JP?
who were talking about Spider-Man's suit having the extra
Arms?
4 arms in this one?
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the issue with DC is not DC, and that's the I think what people don't understand is the issue with DC is Warner Brothers. Marvel didn't really get good until Marvel did Marvel. You know what I mean? Like Sony Spider-Man was all right because it was the first. You know, the X-Men was all right because it was the first real one. The first 2 Spider-Man were good, but again, like it was such a separate thing that in being the first like real updated good technology to actually convey the superpowers, like they were good and did their job, but when Marvel did Iron Man,
see, that's the thing.
Their movies,
I think they
that's
hit it kind of on the nail on the head. Like, I don't necessarily think it's all the WB. I think
fucking WB.
I think with the MCU, it's just more relatable. Like it's
relatable
for people because it happens in real life cities. It's not. It's you don't.
Gotham and Metropolis.
There's more.
So what?
There are more characters for
That's
people
not it.
to.
DC's been around longer to say it's
and,
not.
And you can.
And it's mutants.
And
X-Men is mutants.
Okay,
No,
well,
where's our mutant here?
Okay, well, we're not talking about the X-Men. We're talking about the Avengers and stuff like that because those are the relatable characters, and there's more of them for people to like. DC's known for like 3, maybe 4 characters, completely. Like nobody digs deep except for true DC fans. There's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman for the young girls, and then what? Supergirl, maybe.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it.
I mean,
the
most people
CW
don't
shit
even know
pissed me off.
Aquaman shit nowadays. Like, and he's not even that great of a superhero. So
How dare you, man?
no, it's same thing with Green Lantern. They hit it on the nail with his weakness is a color.
No, his weakness is
It's fear. I get
it's fear,
but it's represented by
fear.
a color.
But yellow. Yeah, you yellow.
Yo, I get it.
You fucking yellow.
Yeah, see.
What, you chicken? You yellow?
So anybody could defeat Green Lantern with like
Not
a bunch of yellow Crayolas.
Yeah, but that's really not how it was. Like later on in the comics, like more
But
kind
see,
of
that's
like
the problem.
in the started.
That's
get
why
that.
I see it's not relatable.
But like
to
after
people.
like the whole Darkest Night storyline, like that changed a lot of shit.
Yeah, but you're talking. You've been deep into these comics like your whole life. We were '90s kids, man. That's what we read.
It was Marvel, X-Men.
Me too, X-Men. Yeah. But kids today, their experience of these superheroes and the difference between Marvel and DC for anybody probably 20 or younger has been their experience with these movies, the Wolverine movies, the X-Men movies, the Iron Man movies, which really got it started. Then you have They even hit big with their obscure characters like Doctor Strange and Venom is going to be. I think Venom's going to be a dope movie.
But I think the only reason why they were able to hit with those so much is because they had put out such good product already. You know what I mean? Like they were already on a fucking roll between Avengers, Iron Man.
No, I don't quite get what you're saying. I mean, like Doctor Strange was its own pretty much seperate movie, and he's an obscure character. So they did a really good job.
Right, but Marvel already had a good track record leading up to that. That they were able to put that out. I mean, granted, Guardians of the Galaxy is a kick-ass movie.
That's another like obscure one. Nobody even I think they had brought it up before that nobody owned the rights to that.
Yeah.
And that they just kind of. But see the thing.
Good for them.
The thing with like. I think Marvel, and I don't know if this is the people behind the movie or this is just pure luck, but their casting has been so much better. So
I think that's once Marvel got involved.
So
I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan of anybody that they cast for X-Men. I was not a fan of Hugh Jackman.
You're not a Tobey Maguire.
Fuck no, man.
You don't like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
No.
Really?
No.
I thought he was perfect Wolverine.
No way. He's too tall. Awesome. Nope. I wanted a nice French guy. I wanted like a big ass burly short guy. I don't fucking know. I would have done Tom Hardy if they rebooted it, like instead of having him as Venom.
He would have been
good. I would do him. Like I just wanted a shorter, bulkier guy for Wolverine. I was not a fan. He grew on me later on, but at the same time, like I'm just not an X-Men fan. I haven't seen anything that Fox puts out. I could care less about looking at because it's just
they're not good.
Their track record blows, man, and that's. People look again. You look at DC. It's not DC. It's fucking WB. WB owns the rights to. They're not
doing the casting for those movies.
Yes, they are. WB owns the rights to Batman.
Right.
WB owns the rights to Superman. WB owns DC. Right. DC is not by itself like Marvel putting out shit.
Right, I understand that.
Now Disney, they're not backed by.
So you're telling me WB does the casting for the movies, not the directors for the movies? Because I thought the Dark Knight series, they hit it on the head with the Batman in that one.
Well, that was Nolan, I think.
Right, but like, back to the point about
Zack Snyder,
the Avenger characters.
Ben Affleck as Batman was fucking kick ass, dude. He's a kick ass Batman, but he's having such a problem with WB. Fucking with shit. Look, he was supposed to be the head of WB. Then they're taking him off projects. He was supposed to direct the thing. They fucking the Batman, the movie that's coming out later. Well, hopefully coming out later. He was supposed to direct it and start doing stuff. And WB fucked with him. And he's like, fine, man, I don't want to fucking do this shit. I wouldn't want to do it either if your fucking boss was micromanaging all your bullshit. Fuck that. Like it's.
Yeah, they nailed it on the head with pretty much all the Avengers casting. I mean, there's a few characters that could have been done differently, but like Tony Stark was with Robert Downey Jr. was perfect. Same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to give Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he was Tony Stark as far as like an alcoholic dealing with a bunch of shit. Fucking comes from a bunch of money, and he turned his life around with that character, playing himself in a way.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I mean? Like look at Jason Bateman as Teen Wolf 2 to him now, like Arrested Development kind of turned him around.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been on that good path for a long time, but the Iron Man movie definitely, I think, solidified him staying successful as long as he stayed on the right.
I mean, Tropic Thunder is probably his best movie ever.
You know what's funny? I have never seen Tropic Thunder all the way through.
Come on, man.
And it surprises me that he didn't catch, like, not him necessarily, but the makers of that movie. I figured they would have caught more flack for
what?
For the black facing. But, okay, not that I'm offended by it. I thought it was hilarious. I have seen that part of the movie, like, you know, the clip of him doing that whole thing. But I haven't seen the whole movie.
But I mean, that came out, what?
10 years ago, maybe?
Right. So, I mean, it's 10 years. It's a different time. Could you do that movie today? No.
I think it was much more sensitive of a time.
Now, not then. No way, dude. Fucking.
I don't know.
10 years
one.
ago, we did not this race war shit was not going on. Not saying that there was not racism there.
I just think it wasn't as in.
But it wasn't like thrown in your face. Everything wasn't made to be out like a race bait. Fucking guess if you don't like this, you must be black. No, what? No.
Or racist.
No,
right.
I'm not racist. I just.
What is?
But
that?
I don't think you'd be able to make that movie today.
What, Tropic Thunder?
Yeah. I think they'd have a hard time. But kind of like what we were saying when we were watching
Blazing Saddles. Yeah,
man. Like you'd have such a hard time making it, but at the same time, like that movie's funny and it makes fun of everybody.
Yeah, it does.
It makes fun of everybody. Like you should be allowed to make fun. It's
sad.
Should be on merit and intent.
Any Mel Brooks, any Mel Brooks movie would probably never be made nowadays. I mean, just look at all of his movies. They're
Spaceballs, like
they're completely offensive to everybody. I mean, I don't think he leaves anybody out in those movies. Nobody.
I mean, you see Black Panther before you see Infinity War?
Should I? Have you seen Black Panther?
No,
yet?
I gotta see it.
I guess
Maybe
I should go see it.
This Cody box for what it is. I still have to see Thor Ragnarok too.
I watched that. That was good. It was a lot of.
It's just hard to keep up with. They put out so much shit, man.
Be prepared for the whole like one-liner.
Yeah, it's Disney.
I mean, there's a lot of them in there.
Oh,
I thought
Thor?
it was a little. Yeah, I thought it was a little over the top. It was. I mean, it was a good movie, but there was a lot of that comedic one-liners that are in it, and it just.
I think that got taken out of our last talk.
I think it takes. Yeah, I think it takes too much. Front and center with the one-liner jokes, and it wasn't as much action as I had hoped it would be. But
really,
yeah, and it's kind of weird because I mean I know the development of the character in the comics also did the same thing, but Hulk in himself, he's not Bruce Banner or he's not Bruce Banner a lot in this movie. He's mostly Hulk the entire time. Sweet. And he has conversations with Thor like intelligible conversations. Like he not intelligent, but like he speaks in full sentences. Like
there was that run in the comics where he was he had the brain of Banner with the Hulk. Like he was the Hulk, but
and I think that's kind of where they were going with it with the comics. Towards the comic storyline, but it just I don't think it translated as well. I think it felt a little weird.
It's probably weird because they haven't done it until then.
Right.
So,
and I don't think it ties. I mean, it does a little bit, but I don't think it ties too much into the Avengers series or anything like that. I think
they ride with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? That's how it.
They show up in the movie, yeah.
I think. I mean, as much as that, none of them really like tie in. They're their own story with some small thing that really has nothing to do with it. Just a little.
No, because like Guardians of the Galaxy centers around an Infinity Stone. So did the Thor movies, and then the Avengers is the culmination of all of that. And also the Captain America movies plays on that. That's what they're. In the first ones, they're fucking around with the Tesseract and shit like that. In Thor Ragnarok, there's not like a focus on anything revolving around the Infinity Stones.
No, I think it's more Thor's souping back up again.
Yeah.
Because he seemed kind of not weak in the
Age
of Ultron.
Well,
he
loses an eye.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody knows that.
I've seen the picture with his fucking eye patch. It's even in the trailer.
Yeah. So
I will not watch any more trailers from now on.
For what?
For Infinity War.
Oh, no, me neither. I've seen enough.
I
don't want to ruin it.
No, Guardians of the Galaxy was awesome.
Oh, what is this?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like the movie?
Yeah, I don't know why but it's like broken up. I mean, it's whatever it's a YouTube video, Avengers predicting the fate of every Avenger. So it's probably saying stuff.
Oh, man, I've been going down some YouTube rabbit holes lately.
Yeah, no shit. What the hell was this one you sent me earlier? Which is funny.
Number 12, Groot. The poster for Infinity
War. Oh, it's a countdown of fucking characters that are in Infinity War. So, are you talking about the Baron Trump?
Yeah, which is funny, too, because I've been digging into a lot of... I listen to Tinfoil Hats. and a couple other conspiracy theories, but mainly tinfoil hats. And they were just talking about like they had like some finance lady on that went pretty deep into some shit in the Bush family and the Nazis, and it was.
Have you watched
like
Unacknowledged yet?
No,
It's on Netflix.
No, I do have to watch that one.
I mean, for anybody who hasn't seen that, check it out. It's on Netflix. I don't want to say it's. I'm not gonna say I believe everything that's in it. It's called Unacknowledged, the Unexplained Truth or something like that. No.
You can bring it back to you, so it's easier to see that if you want. If you're writing ignorable.
Yeah, you.
So yeah, it starts with it.
It's called Unacknowledged. Unacknowledged something, and it's
with an A.
yeah, it's
UNACKNOW.
Yeah. So it basically talks about like the government and their black programs and stuff that that right there. So, and it talks about, you know, kind of like all the black code projects that, you know, the government runs and like the allocation of tax dollars and stuff like this to where
that's crazy.
They're doing all these projects that not even the president knows about a lot of these, and like it's interesting to watch. And I mean, you take it for what it is. I'm not saying you have to believe every word that they say. I'm not saying I believed every word that they said, but it makes you think. It makes you wonder if, you know, we all know that there are things that happen in the government that they don't want the public to know, whether it's to protect them or it's not going to incite panic.
And then the shadow government. There's some crazy shit out there.
So I saw this thing today that so one of the videos I was watching, it was a short one, but this guy makes the point that out of like 7 billion people that are in the world, 80 control 50% of everything on the planet Earth.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
80 people out of 70 billion or 7 billion control 50% of everything on this planet. Yep. Whether it be land, products, money, all runs through these less than 100 people pretty much. So the guy that is the lead guy in this.
That guy?
Yeah. I forget his name. Somebody asked me it too, and it's been a while since I've seen it, but like that dude's legit. Like he's not just some quack that they found who has this theory. Like this dude is legit. He's worked with the government. He knows what he's talking about. This isn't he's putting his like shit out there.
So the funny thing is too is it's a lot of this stuff, it's all documented. It's all there. You just have to actually go and look for it.
Right.
But people don't. And then if people that do go look for it say it to you, a lot of it sounds crazy. So then they, you know, conspiracy theory.
Personally, I'm not a fan of cherry picking information or clips of certain stuff. But what they do in this one is they take stuff that happened and they'll take little things that maybe the average person wouldn't have noticed that these experts say, and they're clues to what's really going on. They're slip-ups that maybe they shouldn't have said, but that nobody's really going to notice if, you know, you don't know. So, I mean, it's worth the watch. It's an hour and like 15 or hour and 20 minutes long.
Is it just one movie or is it
no, it's one documentary. It's like an hour, a little over an hour, I think. And I mean, it's, if nothing else, it's thought-provoking and entertaining. So,
well, that's like
what was that on?
Unacknowledged. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now. I actually rented it when it came out. I think it was on Xbox Live for a little while, and I rented it for like $2 and watched it by myself because, I mean, my wife ain't gonna be interested. Yeah, she don't give a shit about it.
No, same here. I watched a YouTube video the other day about something to do with the moon, something that we sent landed on the moon, but where it landed was on the South Pole of the moon. Mm-hmm. And it's like no humans been there. Like it had something to do, like supposedly they sent it up to be near where we landed. Like it was like a time capsule or some shit something that they send up to be where we landed, but it got shot to the South Pole, which there's never been anybody there. And what you're saying, it's like each year, like we we're spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on something, but there's
nobody knows what it is.
No Pentagon, fucking CIA, nobody tells you, oh man, I don't fucking know what it. Like, we're lost money, misplaced, like trillions of dollars.
25%. They stated in this thing that 25% of the budget goes to black projects. Projects that nobody knows anything about except for people who are involved in them. And they have a couple people on this who supposedly were part of some of these black projects. I mean, it stretches it from everything to alien technology cover-ups to time travel to reverse engineering. I mean, they spend 20 minutes talking about how the government between us and Canada have already reverse engineered half the UFOs that people see and that are cited in the US are just reverse engineered by the US military and I believe Canada is what they were talking about.
Why Canada?
I don't want to talk about this for too long because I'm afraid my phone's going to start acting up.
Yeah, it's funny as I said that in one of the podcast group about anybody ever, like, if you start to talk about conspiracies or government, you ever have anything weird go off? And some people are like, yeah, man, I've had some, like, you know, my phone go off or the camera will go off or some shit. And one guy's like, I mean, only if you're, like, high and doing something silly. I'm like, no, man, I mean, I'm not just some stoner podcast.
Not just a stone. I mean, we like to cater to everybody.
We talk to everybody, but when you say certain things and all of a sudden, like that one with Chris and Chad where it was like a video going off, or it was just some background of talking that we had no idea where it was coming from.
Yeah,
like nobody's phone was on. Like,
it's like when you go to a website and like a pop-up starts playing automatically, but you can't see it. It was kind of like that, but nothing was on.
Yeah, that should freak me out. I think the last thing I listened to on like the tinfoil hats, they were talking about like the Bush family and how far their lineage actually goes back and into the time of the Nazis. And then even listening to like
they're supposedly like reptilians.
Aubrey Marcus, on Aubrey Marcus' podcast, he had Tim Kennedy, who was he's a former UFC fighter.
Yeah, I know he is. He's a special ops guy, right? Yeah, and weapons expert.
Yeah, and he had a show called Finding Hitler or whatever, where he was basically tracking down the trail. Whole thing. Yeah, so he's
that was a good series.
He was talking about like
disappointing though, they never found anything.
No, but they
I'm in
had
the second season.
I've heard that they found pictures of Hitler in Colombia in like
Have you seen the second season?
No.
I've started. I'm about halfway through the second season. There's definitely more interesting stuff in the second season. It's confusing if you didn't watch the first season.
I did watch the first.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was the other thing I wanted to bring up to you?
The Barron Trump, dude, that shit fucking.
Yeah, the Barron Trump thing. I mean,
I did get the tinfoil hats to reply to that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's one thing. Like, go serious for a minute before we get too deep into conspiracy. We were talking with a friend that doesn't like technology because, like anything, it's a balance. Whatever good comes out of it, there's gonna be something bad. You know what I mean? Like, but it's your job to do the best to guide yourself. And if you have kids, guide them. Yes, their friends are you can't control what they see, but you can at least prepare them, talk with them, and then say, like, if you find yourself in a bad situation, you need to get yourself out. Do what you can to be like, no, man, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, it's right. It's that easy. Like, yeah. I mean, but as technology grows, what you can do with it, you can look up something stupid on Facebook or post a meme that's bullshit just because you're trying to get a rise out of somebody, or at the same time, like, you could be a fan of somebody, reach out to them and then have them respond. Like, I find that shit fucking awesome. Like I said, I had Joe Rogan retweet one of my tweets once. Like, I've had them reply now, and then Aubrey Marcus replied when I sent him Leon Legacy stuff. Like, dude, you have this dude on your podcast, get this kid exposure. Like, he speaks your message of love and togetherness. Like, I think he'd be an awesome person for you to talk to. Like, he hit me back once, like, whether it's him or just assistant or some bullshit. I mean, it just need that you can reach out to people from fucking across the country, across the world. I've talked to another podcast called the B Movie, where they talk about B movies, but from a smart standpoint,
like
an
USA
intellectual
late night movies.
No,
not
yeah,
quite that B movie.
No, way B movie. Like if you ever see Patton Oswalt's stand up, he talked about he was trying to write a movie, but because of his anxiety and depression, he never got through it. He goes, but there's a movie called Deathbed, and it's about a bed that kills people. It's possessed and it kills people, and they reviewed this movie, and I'm like, no shit, that movie really exists. but him and I have talked before, and he's over in like, I want to say like Indonesia, China area. Like, it's just neat that you can, with this technology, you can talk to people. The science, the medical science that have come leaps and bounds with bionic eyes, robotics. Yeah, if you're not careful,
we're already cyborgs. Elon Musk brought this point up.
If you're not careful, fucking Black Mirror shit will happen, but you tread that line. Like, give me a fucking robot arm, jack that fucking shit into me. Let's go, man. Cyborg me up. Yeah. I'll go one night. They can go.
That's his point. Like, we're already at a point where humans are cyborgs. The average human is smarter on a day-to-day basis than any of our prolific figures, presidents, stuff like that 100 years ago. Or even probably 50 years ago. So 2 points to that technology thing that I wanted to bring up. One involving the kind of conspiracy thing, because it's been a big topic lately that I've seen out in the news and on YouTube and shit like that. So this happened to me before I had heard about this happening to other people.
You were molested by an alien.
No, not this time. So I know you don't have an Echo, right?
No.
You don't.
You got the laugh.
I got the laugh one night.
Way.
So I'm sitting there, and for anybody who knows me on the weekends, I'm late night, bro. Like, I'm 2-3 in the morning. Like,
we've been up till 4:30.
Yeah, we've been up late. So there was one night where I was up playing
PubG game,
and it was I think we had just gotten off playing PubG.
Whoa. No, we stopped playing.
We stopped.
Nope,
that's what I meant.
Check that. We had just finished playing.
We had just finished playing
and
PubG
shut off our Xbox.
No, I didn't shut off my Xbox.
Well, I shut off mine and went to bed.
Yeah, you went to bed.
I was like,
you
I'm
rolled
outta
over
here.
and went to sleep. So I'm playing and I'm by myself, and all of a sudden I hear this creepy laugh, like a kid's laugh, and my kids like to, my niece, she'll go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or something, but you can usually hear her walking through the house, and I ain't hear nobody up, but it sounded like a kid laugh, like at the top of the stairs. So I fucking whip around and look to the top of the stairs, and nothing, right? So about 15 minutes goes by, and I hear it again, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I rush up the stairs to try and catch whatever kid it was in the kitchen or something, and the Alexa is just turning off. Like, whoa. It, like, out of nowhere, it just laughed. So I was like, that's fucking weird. They must have heard a noise or something that triggered it. Like, I don't know, the dog barked or something. I don't know. Like, that's just crazy, right? So about a week and a half, 2 weeks goes by, and I started hearing stories about these things happening at, like, I don't know, between like 1 and 3 in the morning.
Jesus.
Like, Alexa will, the echoes will just out of nowhere just start going, I don't know the answer to that. Or I can. So I was like, this is fucked up. I'm going to go straight to YouTube, because where else can you find reliable information on creepy shit like that? So apparently the theory is somebody is talking to it, whether it be through the internet, or other theories are like ghosts are talking to these things and activating them. But there's some creepy videos out there of these things just going off in the middle of the night. Like, people setting up GoPros on these things overnight and just going off.
That's so creepy.
It is creepy. When you hear if you ever get one, the laugh is super creepy. Like, it is.
Man, my wife ain't gonna let me get one. I've been.
They're $30.
I know it's not even that. She just don't want to deal.
They're so useful.
Because I'm like it's not even that. Like, because if I get that, I want the lights. I'm fucking. She's like, I don't need the fridge to fucking tell me when my shit's out. Why? But then you don't have to open your fucking fridge and tell you what you're out of. You just go, all right, fucking write a list. Like, it's.
I'm not that lazy that I wanted to control my whole house. That's what she said. It's not being lazy. It's called being efficient. If you don't have to spend time on that, see. Okay, one of the things about let me just stop you right there, because this fucking thing
takes
is
a little bit of
this
time.
motherfucking thing is laughing in the middle of the night.
Stop telling it jokes.
It is learning.
Or showing it your penis.
They are meant to learn by you. by what you ask for, the things that you like. It collects data about you. It is an AI. It is learning shit.
Yep.
I want it to control itself, and that's it. That way I can unplug it, and I don't have to worry about unplugging my lights to the thing, or my doors and locks to the thing, or somebody hacking the thing.
No. So your lights, it's just a Bluetooth that connects to it. There's switches. You'd be fine.
I know
you can still control them. But I would just like to go Alexa lights, because fucking Siri is dumb as shit.
Yeah.
I have a Siri. Like, I can't get her to do anything. Like, Siri, tell me a joke, and it's like, it's stupid. But
ask her what she thinks of Alexa.
I don't. She's like, who, me? Like, but she don't even say it. It's like, what the fuck, man? Fuck it. Or if I say like, hey, tell me about this. Well, this is what I found on the internet. Yeah, fucking tell me about it. I don't want to read it. That's why I asked you to tell me, man. Come on.
See, I thought you said it wasn't about laziness.
It's not laziness. It's efficiency. So while she's telling me whatever I'm looking up, then I'm free to do whatever I want and listen to what she's saying. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm going with it. Like, I get it. It's like anything in life. It's a fucking double-edged sword. Like, you have one side where it's efficiency. She's like, the wife, I don't need to save that 0.5 milliseconds not looking in the fridge. Yeah, but it adds up over time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that adds up over time to how much time that you actually have where you're not doing it. I think a lot of I don't want to say we work too much, but in a way, like, you work too much for nothing. There's so much wealth, and it's like, yes, if you created something, you should be up here with the amount of wealth. But at the same time, like, there's enough where this world where everybody could be all right, and at least you'd be all right, and then you'd have more time to think and do creative stuff. I'd rather do creative shit than do other stuff. So if I can save time by not having to open up my fridge to find out what I'm out of, and the thing just goes, you're out of milk. All right, let me fucking write that down.
Yeah,
or you drop or you send my shit to my phone.
The problem with that is you gotta buy a new fridge now. You gotta buy a new oven now. Well, that's all that shit. But that's fine.
But that's like with a lot of
he wants to remodel his kitchen anyway.
Oh yeah, you know, that's a Conic Construction. Shout out Conic Construction.
Free quotes to come out.
How I do my kitchen, but it's like the hyperloop. You know what I mean? It's like it's that step forward in progress. It's that Jetson type shit where you're going, hey, you want to talk about the lady that got hit?
No. So this brings me to my second point that I was gonna make. Okay, one, the wife gets way more use out of our Echo Dot than I ever thought she would. Like, she uses that for a lot of things. So I was kind of impressed that she gets that much out of it. My other point to the technology thing was I was trying to explain to my kid, and I'm sure you had this moment already because your son's a little bit older, but my kid was mind blown that there was no such thing as Google as early as 10 years ago. Like, Google wasn't really a thing. So I said to my kid, when I was your age, I used to go outside on a Saturday and ride my bike until dark when I had to be home for dinner. I didn't come home. I didn't have tablets. Those weren't things. And she proceeded to ask questions like, how did your mom get a hold of you? She whistled from the front porch, or my dad whistled from the front porch, and if I wasn't there in a reasonable amount of time, I was getting my butt whooped. Well, why didn't they just call you on your phone? Well, because we didn't have phones. All we had were phones that were connected to a wall with like a 50-foot cord. And I know I'm making myself sound dated, and I'm not really that old, but that's the way. That's part of that millennial
technology has jumped that much.
Like, we were in that jump in technology. It made me feel so like old, but
well, it's like CDs and cassettes for us versus old people with their 8-tracks. Yeah, well,
I think there was a lot shorter of a gap in between those. Like, my kids will never know what CDs are. They barely know what DVDs are.
Yeah, but they know what your games are. I mean, it's the same shit.
All my games are pretty much digital. Like, everything they have is digital. All their music comes digitally. It streams. All their TV shows, their movies, everything's digital. It streams. It all comes from one thing. They don't know what it's like to go rent a movie on a Friday night with your entire family and then have to get your ass slapped. You know, get slapped across the back of the head in the car because you cried too much for some candy at Blockbuster. Like, they will never know that problem.
Oh, they'll never know what a Blockbuster is, really.
Yeah, they'll never know what a Blockbuster is. Like, or renting a VHS, or the disappointment of that brand new movie that you really wanted to see, and then there's no video behind the case. Like, They will never know those
Damn,
kinds.
You got any more of these?
We gotta wait till next Friday. This is some bullshit. So I was explaining to her, and it goes back to that point where Elon Musk says we're all pretty much cyborgs as it is. We have technology at the tip of our fingers at all times, and within 5 years, they're using chips now. They're called tech tattoos, I think, and you get these things just stuck. I don't know.
You're talking for the company?
No, they're purchasing like like Amazon. You know how Amazon
stuff.
Yeah, like the supermarkets. They're doing those, and it's basically running off stuff like that. You come in, you walk into the store. Now, granted, they want to put
You've been fined 3 credits, John Spartan, for foul language.
Right, and that's where we're going to. Like, everything's gonna be thumbprint or fingerprint oriented in 5 years. Like, everybody already. They say
so that's good, right?
They say 2% of people use cash.
Right, so that's evolution, right? That's what we're moving towards. And again, like
I'm not afraid of it. I embrace it, but I'm just saying this is where
it can be a scary thing. Oh, it is, but
it's not. It's kind of scary for me because I know.
But kind of that's my. I think that if there was a way that, not saying that everybody needs to finish at the same spot, but if everybody could begin at the same spot, then you really have equal opportunity, right? If you didn't have to worry about paying for your house, granted, you ain't getting a fucking mansion, but if you were able to get a house that would fit your family needs for what you needed to do.
You're really on this universal basic income thing.
Yeah, and it's not saying because you wouldn't work. You would just be able to, it wouldn't be a worry where you're like, I have to do this shit fucking job because it pays me really well. I fucking hate it every day, but I can't turn down this money, to a point where
be careful,
I can go to.
You can come in on a Monday and they can tell you're free to do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm not talking about my job.
Just any job,
any job, like
working that 40-hour grind,
like
or 60-hour grind.
If you could learn to, instead of doing, I don't know, just something that you don't really want to fucking do, but you're just doing it because it pays well. Like, if there was something that you wanted to do, but you know you ain't gonna make a lot of money off of it, then you could do that stuff to take care of like your needs. People would think more. I think people would if there was no poverty, you wouldn't have all these fucking wars and fights over shit.
Yeah, I mean,
if everybody started at the same spot, you'd see. You'd see a lot less.
You're gonna need to do something different in this world, because if we're working towards automation with our cars. I know we just talked. You just mentioned the lady that got hit.
That's her own fault.
Toyota and those other companies, they're suspending some, temporarily suspending some, but it's fine. Like, this is the evolution of it. I get it. It's fine. Things are gonna happen when you're developing new technology for the public. Like, this is technology that they've been working on for probably 8 to 10 years that is now in the public eye. People are seeing it. They're easing them into it, so they're not so afraid when it just comes out. They're getting used to it in small bites with the Fords that back themselves up in parallel park. The auto driving where you still have to drive and be attentive, but like the Teslas that have the auto drive and all that stuff. Like, this is a real thing, people. This is here. So the other thing is with the automated things coming in to take over jobs, you're going to lose millions, if not billions of jobs. They're going to need to find a new system, which segues into the thing I asked you to Google earlier. Did you Google it?
Oh, yeah, the Auroraville. I've heard of that place before. In India? Yeah.
So, for anybody who doesn't know what Auroraville is, definitely Google it. It's real quick excerpts, like right off the top, that you can read about it.
It's a place.
It's a community.
It's a community.
It's not just a community. It's
works
a city
together. Yeah.
But it's not governed by any government. It has zero government. They don't have any money. They work off a trade and barter system, which I know we've talked about on this before with other people. And there's no religion, no politics. It's based off of education, but not on a structured educational system. They take the people and their interests. Technology? They do have technology, but and everything is done there. Like, they have the futuristic houses. Yeah, they look futuristic, but everything is self-sustainable. They're using. I mean,
you could voice. You don't need Alexa or Siri.
I don't think they have that
Google
kind of technology.
To say it, but fucking do it up.
I don't know if they use that kind of stuff. I think they do the simpler life kind of thing. But it's amazing, and I didn't realize that. And what I think it was, if I remember correctly, 68. This community was started with just a couple hundred people, and now it's a full-on recognized city in itself. I mean, they're all completely self-sustainable, which leans to the fact, or like I said, segues into what you're talking about, where everybody kind of gets a starting point, and you either go further on your own, or you're lazy and you become a little bit negative in that. But
yeah. I mean, if you look at it like this, the people that dig for the minerals in Africa that go inside your fucking cell phone don't get paid dick compared to the CEO of Apple. You know how much ball suck it is to dig a hole?
No, I have no clue.
For some into some rocks and shit.
I have no clue what that's like.
You know what I'm saying? So
I have
it's stuff like that. If you look at the shop in China that had to put nets up because people were fucking suiciding themselves while putting this shit together, that's an issue. Am I still gonna buy an iPhone? Yeah, I mean I bought an iPhone because I was gonna say, shit.
Didn't you just recently buy an iPhone?
I'm not saying capitalism doesn't work, but what I'm saying is the diversifying of the wealth that comes in with that. If you gave everybody a good starting point,
you do realize you're gonna get a bunch of liberal comments from a certain.
Oh, capitalism's fine. Like you gotta let markets play out as far. That's fine. I'll shout out to the Bigger Boss down in Texas. I'll try not to.
No, you don't even care, do you?
See, but that's another cool thing. I talked to dudes from Texas on a semi-daily, every couple of days to a weekly basis to harass them and have fun and shoot the shit with them. That wouldn't be possible with technology. You're talking to the person down your fucking street. That's it. I still talk to my neighbors. I'm not saying never talk to your neighbor. Right. I have my neighbors over for drinks. That dude feeds me beer all the time. We hang out.
You have him over for drinks and he feeds you beer?
Yeah. He invited me over the other day for some Frankenstein from is it Crank that actually builds it or makes it? I don't know the company that actually brews it. They have like is it Big Crane, Little Crane, and then Franken Crane. I have no clue. I've never heard of them. I thought we've had one before. No, I don't think we have. Pretty sure we might have. But either way, I don't know. There's with so much shit like going on and conspiracies of what goes on in the shadow government and all that. I mean, it makes you think like, what the fuck? How do we wake everybody up and change it? How do you like light the bomb off? Either you want me to be honest? Yeah, I mean, I think AI coming on board or aliens landed. I think something would fucking be like, whoa. I think it's probably. I don't want to say impossible because I really don't believe that anything is impossible. I think with a big enough effect on enough people, anything's possible to change the way. But I'm borderline that I just don't think that it could be that way in this world. Not in our lifetime. I don't know. I think it's going to take a catastrophic. I think you need those people, those voices to step up, and it's not. Whatever, like you said, the liberal thing. No, fuck them. They're just as bad as the fucking right. Left and right are just as shitty as each other. They're not even mirror opposites. They're the same things. Do you know what Cambridge Analytics is? Yeah. That company that was pulling all the information from Facebook. Yeah. But if you look at who's involved with that thing, it's on both sides. Fuck them. Like it's all right. So Tinfoil Hats tweeted out a fucking graph of you can bring up Twitter. My page should automatically load up, or the show page should automatically load up, and search for Tinfoil Hats, or I think it's like at Tinfoil Hat Pod. Might be cast. I don't know. It's just not that I want to bring Trump up in every episode, but no, but he. Sorry. But they put a graph up, like, dude, there's so many arrows all over the place, and you start to see who's lined up, and they're all a part of it, all of them. Do you want to go back to your thing that you sent me on your Trump thing? What's it called? The last president. Oh, the last president. Tinfoil hat? No, I didn't want to. I wanted to just. Did you see what happened with the
I think it happened today. Might have been today. Today's the 21st, right? So,
yes.
Okay, so it happened today. So apparently the president was on a call with the president from Russia.
All right, congratulate him.
When he wasn't supposed to congratulate him. So you saw this. Big bold letters on a car that says, do not congratulate. You don't want to get in that shit. And so he not only does that motherfucker do it, he doubles down and goes to the media directly after to tell them that he did.
What a sham election that shit is. Hey, I won. No shit. You kill all your fucking competitors. Like, what the fuck is that?
That opinion brought to you by...
Dude, like, that's fucking...
Bigger bots.
Why the news even, like, publish that? Putin wins election. No shit. Who... I didn't even know anybody was running against him. Oh, there was a guy, right?
Well, see,
I'm pretty sure there was some opposers.
I thought there was
died.
I thought there was a term limit. Maybe not, because they were saying he
Dude,
was going
probably
for his
not
sixth
anymore.
term.
Fucking China just fucking repealed theirs. They used to have term until this guy was like, "Yep, my time." And then Trump was like, "Hey,
maybe
that's a good idea."
Maybe that's
no, that's not a good idea. You fuck, get out of here.
What do you think about the whole parade thing?
For your missiles?
Well,
What
just
parade?
the military parade. I don't think any president has ever done it.
No, but what is the need?
Tinfoil bot.
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Can you bring it over there so I can see?
Yeah.
I know, Lenny, you're not used to the Twitter machine.
No.
With all the tweets.
I never use Twitter.
Do me a favor. Look up this shit.
Everything is listed
all right, and so instead of the lurking on Google, go in that top bar and just go to twitter.com.
Okay.
Yeah, just type twitter.com right there.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun. No bots. All these fucking Russian 13 bots warehouse that fucking they didn't. So there's two things that affected the election.
Not them.
So Twitter, yeah, that one. Yeah, there's two T's. Sorry. So I come up. So in that up there where it says search Twitter, right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. The it's an ampersand. No, that's the
at.
and. At. It's the at symbol. The A. The shift A, whatever.
Yep.
Shift 2. Yep.
Yeah.
So 10. All right. So right down where it says "We Go Deep, Homeboy."
Right
Yeah,
there,
that's them. I fucking love this podcast.
Oh,
I wish I could go to any
to-
of their shows, but they are not on tour yet. Scroll down.
I just started listening to a new podcast.
What'd you listen to?
I'm listening to What Really Happened. It's Andrew Jenks. Have you ever heard of him?
I have not.
He's done journalism and journalistic documentaries on. He had a show on MTV for a little while where he was doing.
You can just click on the picture.
I don't know if he was doing the catfish thing. No, he wasn't doing the catfish thing. It was a different documentary, but he's really good. But it's basically he takes legendary figures and talks about he did a Muhammad Ali thing where apparently Muhammad Ali talked some Vietnam veteran off a ledge in like 1981.
Yeah, I just heard about that.
Yeah, okay. So apparently it was the anniversary of it recently.
All right, yeah.
So what he did was on his show, he basically goes back, he researches it. Now the show is produced by Dwayne Rock Johnson. So it's under his.
Call him Dwayne.
Well, I don't know if he goes by Dwayne Johnson now or if he goes by Dwayne Rock Johnson.
The motherfucking Rock.
He's the motherfucking people's champion. So, anyways, he talks about and he goes back to find out and researches and kind of gives him like himself a non-biased opinion on whether this really happened or not. So was it a setup because it was at the time he was banned from boxing?
Yeah,
and he was trying to get back into boxing. And it happened, this whole story broke, or apparently happened, but back then, obviously, there wasn't a 24-hour news cycle or media cycle. So it happened the day before. So when it came out, it kind of overshadowed the election of President Reagan, who had denied him like 8 years before boxing, or no, 3 or 4 years before boxing, doing his comeback match in California. He said, I'll never let that draft dodger fight in my state. Well, then he became a candidate for presidency, and he tried to enlist Muhammad Ali to help him, along with other celebrities and athletes, to back him. Yeah, to back him. So the whole theory is that the thing was a setup, that the guy wasn't really a Vietnam veteran, and because Muhammad Ali's longtime photographer and somebody else that he knew were both in front of this building when this guy did it, and apparently the cops spent 3 hours trying to talk him down, and he just happened to be 4 minutes away when his buddy called him. Like, so he dives into these things, and like I listened to another one where he goes back and he talks about the breakdown of Britney Spears when she fucking had that meltdown and like shaved her head and fucking smashed up his car and all that stuff. Lost custody of her kids, and she's actually under.
Well, she's I forget what Florida,
they call.
So.
I forget what they call it, but over the last 10 years. She's been under this thing called a constraint. It's like a 50. It's like basically what it is it's for old people and terminally ill people, for someone to take guardianship of their finances and their day-to-day decisions.
Because she can't handle it.
Because she was too mentally. So she's still under this thing. So she has limited amount of custody over her kids. She has zero control over her money. She's making millions of dollars in Vegas on this resident show that she has, but it's not her money. Like she can't touch the money without permission of her father and all that stuff. So
she was modeling off denim panties. There was an article.
Giggity. So so he goes back and he just kind of investigates how she got to that point and like the things that happened up to that point and how. And it's a non-biased opinion. He's not leaning either way or whatever. He's just bringing different facts to the table. And there's a whole bunch of them. He has a whole season of them, but it's really good. I listened to probably
check it out. 3
or 4 episodes just today. They're about 45 minutes to an hour a piece.
What was the other one I listened to? I can tell you, there was another new one. Tinfoil Hat's been killing it. Bickerbot's killing it.
I gotta check out the Tinfoil Hats. I've listened to some of their episodes months ago, but I haven't been back on them in a while.
Man, they got. Hardcore history. I love Far North Tokers. Mid Tokers awesome. And he reviewed Smoke Proper because I asked and sent him one up.
Did he do it on the episode?
He made a post. I'm waiting to hear when him and his buddy tested out. Not Your Father's podcast was good. It was like a group of friends talking about their short. Like the one I listened to was like a half-hour episode. It's just a 3 guys and girl comedy talking about what's going on, what would you like better, Disney, or the episode I listened to, they were talking about Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. What order would you place them in as far as for you? That's a good one. I still dig Off Target. Reasonable Risk. It's all about like philosophy and different ways of critical thinking and stuff like that. Man, but that's podcast technology right there. Yeah. Being able to listen to like Dan Carlin's Hardcore History and get a history lesson or I don't do the true crime, but they're all not all. Some of them are like nonfiction stories that haven't been solved, and it's an interesting take on the stories. I'm sure. True crime ain't my fucking thing, man. I don't want to deal with that shit. I wasn't an NCIS fan. I wasn't fucking NYPD, City Blue, whatever the fuck all that mother bullshit is. Yeah, we're gonna need another beer soon. But yeah, can you go back to that thing? Not that you can read the words. So this graph, dude, right, that Tinfoil Hats put out is a graph. Like you'll have to follow them. Go on Twitter and follow them, and then look at this graph, and it tells you in the center is Cambridge Analytics. Down below it, that other square right there, that's like the Trump campaign, and it lists everybody that's involved: Steve Bannon, fucking Rudy Giuliani. John McCain, fucking
Steve Bannon,
Betsy DeVos. Yeah, dude.
Barron Trump.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into that.
You're interested in this, right?
It was because I just been listening to this too. So you're like,
it's like a 4-minute YouTube video, and you're like,
I'm like, mind blown. Fuck it. Well, it's not mind blown, but it's like, all right, so maybe it's
the book thing.
Look at it, right? So if you look at like what they're saying, if you look at like the Bush's family line, they go back to like the Nazi area and how they've been entwined all the way through. And Hitler's family line they're saying that Hitler could possibly be like a bastard Rothschild, and that's how he rose to power. Yeah. The woman that's in charge of Germany now, I forget her fucking name.
Well, he killed off all his siblings except for one.
Could be a descendant. They think is a descendant from fucking Hitler's bloodline. Like, it's some interesting shit. So when you start seeing all these pieces and puzzles, and then like I saw this right after that thing that mentioned Steve Bannon. So to see his name and have them talk about it, how he like was part of it before Breitbart, and you know he stepped away before all that shit. Like it's interesting shit that makes you think. The hard part is for when you get to topics like 9/11, because whether there's conspiracies, whether it's inside job. The lady they had on was talking about this technology called like I want to say it was like blue wave, where it's basically like a hologram because the military is like 40 years ahead of what you see on the fucking streets. Whatever.
Oh yeah, they are.
So that's why I think it's funny when people go, government's gonna take my guns. Bitch, if they wanted your guns, you ain't gonna have guns.
Oh yeah,
right. You know what I mean? Like I think that argument is a fucking stupid fucking argument. Government ain't gonna take my gun. Bro, if they wanted your fucking gun, they're going to come take... How you going to stop a fucking tank with your AR-15? Settle the fuck down, right?
Yeah,
but that's not what
this is. If you're not doing anything wrong, these new regulations shouldn't affect you anyways. Right. If you're not a fucking psychopath and you're buying these things legally, simmer down, hot sauce.
But that's not what it's like. So when you come to, like, the conspiracies with, like, 9/11, like that, there were people that died. And it's... A lot of people. It's hard for... people whose family members passed away or family members were directly involved, or the first responders that like Jon Stewart fights for to get medical because they should have free medical for life for having to deal with that and respond to that.
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
And to hear that it was some type of inside job that your own fucking government or some shadow government or deep state did for whatever reason, like that's a hard pill for a lot of people to... I'm not saying that's what happened.
Well, but I'm saying unacknowledged.
That's a hard thing. A hard thing for anybody to swallow. Like I brought it up to a coworker once, like, you know, like how do you feel about like 9/11? You ever think it could have been like done inside? She's like, no way, like why? That would never happen. Like, but you've never seen like false flags, like the Gulf of Tonkin. Like that's a true shit that they try to do to get us, or they did to get us into was it the Vietnam War?
It's not all that surprising though.
What was there was one where they were trying to get us into war with Cuba, where they were going to fly a drone plane over and blow it up and say it was Cuban, so that we would go to war with them and the Russia. Like, it's those things have happened. So.
That's real shit, people. You can find that in history. Like that, some of this stuff is like real shit.
So not saying that 9/11 was an inside job, because I personally haven't done the research enough. I'm just going off of different sides of what I've heard. That it's a hard thing for people to look into because people were affected. Even if like that lady's theory, I don't agree with. That no plane actually hit the tower and it was like an inside controlled demolition. It's
no, that plane definitely.
It's like, damn, man, how are you gonna say that? Like there were people on that plane that lost their lives, that families were affected. Like that is a very you better have concrete fucking evidence before you go spew that type of shit out. Like it's a that's one thing with conspiracy theories. It's like a fine line. Like some of them I think go so far crazy to make you sound crazy so that nobody wants to believe it. So when you have real shit, they don't want to look at it. But when it comes to those big things where people were involved with that stuff, like you better have some
it's because people
good evidence to support that shit.
Like with this right here, this
graph that you can't really read on the TV.
What is it? The Cambridge Analytics, right? Okay. Every stupid survey to find out which your best state that you want to live in. Like all that shit that you people, I don't fill out those quizzes. I don't fill those out, and I tell my wife and my friends and everybody I know, don't fucking fill shit out on Facebook.
Because you're giving permission to apps.
Yeah, you are giving permission to third-party people. Oh, yeah. And they say they're apps, but a lot of these companies just collect the data and then they sell it. And a lot of it's more for commercial reasons, but
to figure out where you need to campaign the hardest, where you're going to tell those people that are going to affect your vote. That's why the electoral college got Trump the presidency.
I always get the same answer from everybody I tell. Don't fill this shit out. Oh, it's just a stupid survey on Facebook. Man. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Because people would much rather be ignorant and feel safe and not think that something's going on behind the scenes, that it's innocent. They would trade their freedom and their personal information and their rights to things to feel safe. That you feel safe in your home and in your country and in your town and wherever you go here. But the trade-off is you're giving away everything that's yours. All your personal information, your identity, basically, by doing these things. Like by being on Facebook.
They're not giving you... But you're
you
not
are.
Yes and no.
I try to explain to my in-laws.
You're not giving away... Like, I am my identity. What
yeah,
I do on social media, some of it is for jokes. Some of it is to spread love. Some of it is to just talk to people.
Remind people of great game shows.
Of great game shows.
Shout out to Gladiators.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good.
I got a lot of traffic on that one. I don't post a lot, and I put that one up. I got like 40
that's real shit.
It is real shit.
That's real shit. You don't get a lot of reaction off of bullshit because nobody wants to care.
Nobody cares about it.
Nobody cares about bullshit.
I just post funny and offensive shit. But
not
like
so much
my
anymore.
in-laws
You
and
stop with the
parents'
Mexican
generation.
words of the day.
I know. Well, there's nothing good out there. I've used them all. I used all the Mexican words of the day. I'm trying to find new ones. But like I try to explain to my in-laws generation and like my parents. My dad knows because he's a computer dude and a tech dude, so he knows this shit. But the average person doesn't. The average person of that age range, they don't realize that all you need is an email address or a phone, a home address, and people can find out everything that they need to know about you.
Oh yeah,
and there are apps that you can get on any phone right now that basically run algorithms on your password. Like they use these apps to hack into your Facebook, hack into your bank account, and these apps do all the work for you if you know how to use them. They're basically math apps, but if you know how to use them properly, you can use them to it finds out the password for you. It uses algorithms to find out how you would do a password, like what you usually use, your dog's name, and it does it for you. And people can use these on. Don't use free Wi-Fi. Don't use Starbucks Wi-Fi, man. Just because it's free, don't mean you got to use it. Because anybody in that place or within range of that can get into your phone in no time at all, and that's all they need.
But that's why the new technology, as it improves, also comes out where they have better encryption on stuff and better firewalls. But with the apps, so my wife does workers' comp insurance. You want to pause for 5 seconds and get a beer? I don't.
Oh, here, let me get you something then.
And you don't want that. You want something good. You know you do.
No, I just don't want to get up.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a hijack, sir? This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Bigger Butts. And also, all right, let's do that one. And also, hashtag no offense. Chris, you should join him on Facebook. We got to get him to play PubG. I heard Jason plays PubG. I'm pretty sure it was Jason, not Adam, that plays PubG. We got to get on some squad shit. I'd say play with PJ and the boys at Bigger Bots, but they ain't got PlayStation because they're bitches.
They're working on crossplay.
I want to play crossplay. Fucking get an Xbox and get off that fucking PS.
Not on PUBG though.
Shit.
On Fortnite.
Oh, fuck Fortnite.
All right, don't be hating on the Fortnite.
Fuck Fortnite cartoon antic bullshit.
You know what?
I don't need to play fucking Looney Tunes. I want to play goddamn men shit.
5 million people on Xbox alone playing it.
What would he do?
That's not Fortnite, PUBG.
Oh, right.
They just hit 5 million people.
All right, sorry,
it's only been out since December.
I didn't know what you were saying. I didn't know what you were saying.
All right, so we're dipping into a new one. We don't usually do two in one show, but this one.
But what is this other one? I made sure not to drink it, although I was very tempted. I think that's why I just kept going on like a beer buying binge.
This was from Collective Project. We had one from theirs. I believe it was the night Jonathan was here, and we were discussing can art.
Collective Art's brewing, baby.
Yeah, they got pretty cool can art, but this is their IPA number 5.
It's cool that they're all the same on this one, right?
Yeah, it's a New England style double IPA.
Oh, what's up?
With
fucking
Citra and I hope I say this right, because if I don't, Carl's and Mike are gonna be like the Simcoe hops.
Yeah.
So check it out. We'll tell you how it is. It's very
delicious.
hazy,
It's
fruity
definitely
smelling.
not as dark as the other one. I'll tell you that.
No.
For a double IPA, yeah.
It's
No.
cloudy.
Yeah, though. But it's.
All right.
So what were we just talking about?
I don't know, but it was
Let's roll
getting
back.
deep.
I know, but you fucked it up
good.
for a second because we were.
Because
That's
I needed.
good. I like that. I love that fucking New England like style IPA.
Yeah.
You know, I
really do.
I was a little turned off by it the first couple that we had. Like I like the flavor of it, but the first couple we had, I got hit with that grapefruit smell, like just invading my nostrils. And I'm not a person who likes grapefruit, so it kind of was like, But once you get to tasting it, you don't taste any of that. This one right here smells pretty good.
You know, it's funny too. Is I
Tastes good?
hate grapefruit. Yeah, it does. I hate grapefruit, and all the beers that have grapefruit in it, I've been fucking digging them down.
Wow, that's
They're really good.
surprisingly smooth for a double IPA.
So, Stone every year releases 420 on 420, only on 420
What do you mean releases it? Like
Stone.
you can only buy it?
on 420.
Now is that only see if they're only doing it for a day, are they only releasing it draft?
No,
So they're
No,
telling
so you
they're
might-
telling
no.
distributors you can only sell this for one day.
I know it. Or maybe they sell it up until 420. They release it.
What's
I think
the
it goes
reference to
quick. I think
420?
you're only. It comes out on 420, but it's a dank.
What's a 420
It's a
reference?
dank. What do you mean?
What is that? What's that
You know
supposed to
exactly
mean?
what that is.
What are you talking about? What is
420,
420?
bitch. I don't have to explain this to you right now.
Is that a tobacco reference?
No, that is not a tobacco reference. That is straight marijuana, and you know that, sir.
It's a
But-
dank beer.
It is a dank beer. So I keep tagging Chris at the beer store. Be like, bro,
Get me some.
you better. You don't have to get me some. Just make sure you save me some. Save me a hat. If whatever you get for swag, I want some nice shit. Hook it up,
I'm a fan of
That's
those
all I'm
Stone
talking about.
guys, man. They got some good stuff coming
dude.
out.
They put out so many beers. They were number one. I'm trying to remember the top 10. They were one. Or Yingling was one, and they were two. I think Yingling was one, and they were two.
I think we
for
had
2017. Yeah, we were talking about it with Carl, but I just thought it was. I mean, they're
which
at
will
least
come
top
out
10.
before this, so people know what we're talking about.
Correct. It's gonna be funny when we reference back that we.
I-
Gotta keep that bank, people. Man,
We're
shit
trying.
pops up. I just try to keep a bank. Everything delayed a little bit, just so.
Okay, so moving on, I want to stick with the video game thing because I've been kind of really excited to.
How
to
dare
get
you?
your
We were
opinion.
on a good roll.
I know
for
we were on a
minute,
deep roll,
and
but
you
we're gonna have to start winding it down. So I don't want to stay heavy
time
the
is
whole time.
All right, you're right. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair
We
enough.
can't
Fair
stay
enough.
deep shit all the time.
Deep
People
state.
people enjoy a little bit other than that.
Man, I talked about splitting my pants.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But then we went off on a tangent about conspiracy theories and then political and social justice and racism and technology. And now let's bring it back around, man. Technology is a good segue right into video games. My love.
I know. I can't wait.
So have you watched anything on the Sea of Thieves?
No.
Okay.
I do want that game. Can you
your homework.
go to YouTube and bring up Sea of Thieves?
They're probably playing it on Mixer right now.
Oh yeah, you could do that too. Here, we got it.
I'll do it this way.
He's got it.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
So,
dun.
Sea of Thieves
Guys,
came
listen.
out.
I'm listening.
For Xbox One.
Pause 1 more second. You are recording video on this?
Yeah.
Okay, good to go.
Okay, so Sea of
Where'd it
Thieves comes out on Xbox One today.
Comes out?
Came out.
Oh, how much?
what's today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
For
So,
how much?
Can we pick this up?
That's the beautiful thing. If you're a Xbox Game Pass holder, it comes out on Game Pass the day it releases.
So yesterday.
So you don't have to buy it.
Okay.
You don't have to buy it.
Okay.
It's probably a $50 game if you bought it. You get it for the price of your Game Pass monthly.
Are you on the Game Pass?
I'm not on Game Pass yet,
You're
but
gonna get it?
but if you wanted to try the game out, you get 2-week trial before it starts your month.
I know it's $10 a month, bro.
$10 a month, man. You spend that on your Netflix.
What's I'm saying? I want to spend, and I spend 40 on the Hulu.
Okay,
fucking,
well, I'm just
I spend 100 on my UFC.
I get that.
It's.
I do the same thing.
I know.
So Sea of Thieves came out yesterday,
Man.
and I'm really interested to try this game. Like this is
No, it looks really good. Go to the guy with the burger.
the burger.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a really interesting game. It's by Rare, who are responsible for games like
Banjo-Kazooie,
the Dark Zeros. I believe they did GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I think they did GoldenEye. They did Battletoads back in the day. Like, they got a long line of game.
It's funny that they still put shit out.
Oh, yeah. So,
Dun-dun-dun.
right now I think people are doing... There's 2 quests right now that you can do. The quest for the golden bananas, and there's the Survive the Kraken. There's literally a Kraken in this game.
Really?
Yeah. So you're cruising around. You go to these like giant cloud skulls, from what I've gotten so far in the sky, and everybody goes to those cloud skulls, and then you can battle, and you got to try and find a treasure, and they're like main missions and shit. But for the most part, it's a sandbox game. So you can play 2 to 4 people on a boat, and everybody has like you get a captain.
You hear that, Chris?
So you get the captain. And then you direct everybody on the ship. Somebody get the sails. Somebody get the anchor. Somebody do this. You can drink in the game and get drunk.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Or like play music and shit and like
throw up into a bucket and then throw the bucket of throw up on people.
You can loot shipwrecks. Like you can just do all kinds of crazy shit, right? So this is an interesting game because this is something different than I've really ever played.
Did you ever play the Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
I have not. I mean, I played about an hour of it. I have not been on Assassin's Creed since...
well, you got Origins now, don't you?
I don't have Origins. I told you I went to go buy it, and they didn't have it. They don't sell it anymore. I would have had to specially order it. It would have cost me more. So I think I might just wait and get the X.
That's what I'm saying.
Because in 3 months, it's going to drop $100 anyways. They're already talking about a price drop.
They're going to need to.
So, yeah, they're going to have to, especially since... PlayStation just announced the PS5 coming out. I believe beginning of next year, end of this year.
Really?
Yeah, like they're pushing it out. It's gonna be a flop when it first comes out, though.
Think so?
Yeah, they're rushing.
Dude, their PS4 Pro.
Their PS4 Pro, which is also 4.5 years deep into their PS4, like working that out.
Yeah, but their PS4 was off the hook compared to Xbox in the beginning. Xbox One versus PS.
Yeah, no, it had a better, but see, then they ran into problems like they normally do. See, Xbox always starts off slow. They always start off slow. Everybody always talks about how PlayStation's better because they're outselling Xbox. So, PlayStation 4 sold 5 million units in the first 2 weeks, and Xbox only sold, 2.1 million, and Microsoft's on the fallout. But by the end of it, Xbox always comes out on top. I think they're more attentive to the fans and what they think. And I'm not saying they're perfect, but they're in. For me, I've had both. Yeah. The stability of Xbox Live and the security of Xbox Live is way more stable than PlayStation Network.
Oh yeah. No,
PlayStation Network goes down for weeks.
I remember when I had PS3. It was right before it got stolen. I think Justin was staying with me for a time because like their house in Dunbarton was on the lake, and it flooded. So him and the fam stayed with me for a couple weeks, and like that week their fucking network went down for like a month. Dude, suck dick.
Xbox. I've never been without my Xbox Live. I've been on Xbox Live for 9 years. And I don't think I've ever missed more than a day. I remember a couple years ago it went down on Christmas Day. Like just after the year anniversary of Xbox One, they had a major update for the Xbox One and the UI and the system and all that. And it released like right before Christmas Day, where everybody's going to be getting their new games and everything like that. And the fucking shit went down for the entire day of Christmas Day. I just spent the entire Christmas Day with
my family
and shit,
damn kids
doing stuff,
harassing me, in-laws.
I'll tell you
though,
I got a lot of stuff put together that Christmas. I put a lot of toys together that day. So I just want to get your opinion. So your homework for the show is I want you to watch a little bit of this and watch Acknowledged. Unacknowledged.
No, Unacknowledged I do definitely want to check out.
And I want to get your opinion on it. But is this something that you'd be interested in playing? Like this is a game that you're going to spend a couple hours playing with a squad and doing a lot of shit that's just not like not mission related. You're not gonna be fighting people. You're just gonna be exploring and checking out what the world has.
With a squat, you gotta run into people, right? That can't be all it is.
Oh yeah, you run into people all the time,
right.
but you're going to like missions. But you know you gotta get your boat set up. You know when you squat up with people and shit.
Oh, shoot that motherfucker! Boom!
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, shoot that motherfucker!
The other guy had an X on him.
See, but you know what this reminds me of though, graphic wise, is fucking Fortnite.
Well, see, that's rare style.
Like Paladins, like the cartoony.
Yeah, but that's rare style. Rare makes
dude,
quality games.
He was shooting that guy. Come on.
Rare makes quality games. They just run in that cartoony style, which is fine. I mean, all right.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not interested. I would be interested, but I also want to get good at PubG first, and I'm not. I mean, I can get top 5s. But I want to get like a solo chicken dinner.
Yeah, I want to too.
You know what I mean? Like
I gotta get it done.
Shit like that.
I'm seeing if I can find the Kraken trailer.
Just go on. You want to bring up YouTube? You just click that gray tab button.
Where?
All right,
it's right next to the X. Nope, over on the left. Right, Pat. See how there's a cutout, that little gray. And then if you go into the 9 square small block next to the person, go down. Right there, yep. Yeah. And then it brings up YouTube right there. Yep. Cool. Perfect.
All right,
so
in the search,
look up.
So in the search bar, type where to go?
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. First look at the Kraken gameplay.
The Kraken. You can just go down. There's Kraken right there. It's like the third. There you go. Bam. What's up,
so
Kraken encounter? Yeah, right there. Just play that one.
It's like 5 minutes. That one's like 5 minutes long. So they you're just now
so
able
like
to
Kraken,
release.
like the but that's the squid thing, right? From like fucking
the giant squid.
Yeah.
But
release the Kraken. What's that from?
I can see the movie. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, was it Jason and the Argonauts? No, the other one, Wrath of the Titans.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know if you want to like fast forward through this because this looks like gameplay.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's not really the trailer that I was talking about, but
it
looks good. So if you're into those, see, I've never really
right
been
there. Go right there. Start it from right there. Oh, look at that.
I'm not really a sandbox kind of. Like, I've never really found a lot of sandbox
Basically,
games.
you're fucking, like, you're just cruising the world. You might run into some people. Oh, that dude got ate.
Oh, yeah, dude. It will rip you up and, like, eat you and throw you.
What happens if you die?
You die.
Who died? Just you.
Yeah, that thing will fucking wrap up
Can you start back again? Do you know enough of that? Like, do you know enough of the play? Like, no, you.
Me?
Yeah, do you know enough? Like, so, like, if we're...
I don't play...
So PubG, right? If we're in a squad, if I die, I'm fucking watching you. So, Sea of Thieves, if I die... Am I watching you for the rest of the time? Do I get to jump back in? Like,
I don't know that answer. I haven't really.
That would be my one concern, because you must be able to just jump back in, right? Because my concern would be if I have to just watch you fucking tool around, I'm gonna be all right. Fuck this. Like, I would never squad up with anybody.
Yeah, like I couldn't sit there and watch somebody for 20 minutes while the rest of them played.
No, stare around the fucking ocean.
Yeah, I think you can just start over there.
Just jump back in, Call of Duty style.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like a first... Oh, so... Kind of like Destiny.
Kinda.
First-person shooter. Run around, but you're controlling a boat instead of a spaceship. But you actually get to control the boat, unlike Destiny. Ba-bam. Such pussy weapons. You know what I mean? Compared to dealing with like a machine gun with PUBG and shit.
Yep.
You fucking...
One bullet at a time.
Yeah. One bullet at a time. You fucking run out of ammo. You gotta come back and load everything. I mean, I definitely want to like...
Alright, so here's the trailer.
Steer the boat. I'm watching the Kraken right there. Look at him.
No. But I want to show you like what it can... Like, this is them fighting it, okay? But they show this cool little cinematic of what can happen if you're not paying attention.
Where you got eaten? That dude got eaten.
Yeah, not just eaten. Like, This thing will wrap your entire ship and like just break it. And you if you don't die, you're left to swim. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering, right? So you fight this thing. So this must be like, if I had to equate it to Destiny, it's kind of like a raid. Although you still get to, until everybody dies. Actually, in a raid, I don't think you get to. So in a raid, like once you die, you're fucking dead.
No. You die and then you come back, but you start further back. You start almost at the beginning.
Yeah,
you have to catch up to everybody.
That's right. Unless everybody dies.
This is what happens. Like the water fucking gets dark, and then all of a sudden,
it looks like a fucking penis. Boom, boom. Survive. It's just like the movies.
So, it looks interesting. I like the fact that they're doing the Game Pass thing, and the new games get released the day of. $10.
But it's only for Microsoft games, yeah, right? That's the Xbox Pass, or no?
Okay, no. The Game Pass itself is not just for Microsoft Studio games.
Okay.
But the day releases, so State of Decay 2, Forza Horizon 4, Forza Motorsport 7.
You get to play all those games.
You get to, they have over 250 games right now in the Game Pass.
What if we like split it?
Not all of them. Well, see, then you would have to see.
And
it
you
doesn't
can make
work
mine like the home.
Well, see, that would mean I'd have to game share with you, and
NBA Jam.
I can't get. Right now, it's not worth it for me to get Game Pass because I have probably 90% of the games that
ain't my fault.
It's not your fault. But see, all I have to do would I don't need to get Game Pass. But I think it's gonna revolutionize the way people buy their games.
That's pretty much goodbye to what's it called, right?
GameStop,
GameFly,
yeah, that too. But like the fact that you're able to play a brand new game, a Microsoft Studios game, is the only ones that they're releasing the day of release to Game Pass.
Is $10 too much? Do you get a deal if you buy it for the year?
I don't think $10 is too much if you already don't have the games. There's I think a lot of Xbox people have a lot of those games. So right now it's not worth it to them, somebody like me. I don't think $10 is too much, but what they should do is like EA did with their EA Pass. You can either pay $4.99 a month or you can pay $30 for the year.
Yeah.
So $10 a month isn't too much in my opinion. But you're paying $120 a year pretty much. Almost $120 per year.
I pay less than that for the UFC.
So what I think they need to do to entice people to do it is do like $100 for the entire year.
So I think I would have a hard time justifying it because I don't have a lot of time to play a lot of different games. And I get wrapped up into one game like GTA 5, PubG. If I have like 20 minutes.
You don't have the space
20 minutes to spare.
Because
I'll run. Well, you just delete and fucking restart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If 250 games and you would have to basically clear your entire internal hard drive to start downloading a bunch of new games. You just have to get a
fucking external at that point, right?
Or get an external. I mean, that's what I did. And I mean, I've almost filled that.
But what the fuck was I gonna say? But so what happened with me with the UFC Fight Pass is you could either pay $10 a month if you did it monthly. $9 a month if you did it, I think half the year or every 3 months, and then $8 a year if you did it for the whole year. So I do it for the whole year right off the bat.
So you pay $100 for the whole year.
Yeah.
Like if
$9.99.
Okay, so to me,
shit like that.
To me, that's not worth it.
It is for me, dude. The fucking library of fights that you get for that shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, for me, $100 a year is too much because I don't watch enough UFC. And
but if
because
you
bought it for $100 a year, so I can just come watch UFC at your house. But for me, for the games right now, when they start getting some more, like by the end of this year, I'll probably have Game Pass because there's going to be at least 6 games that come out in the next 4 to 5 months that I'm going to want. And I'm not going to want to pay.
Exclusive?
It is.
So is that the other thing with the Game Pass? Does it only work for exclusive games? Not Microsoft Studios, but
no. They have all kinds of games. They have EA games. They have there's a couple Call of Duties on there. There's a lot of 360 games. They have 1 or 2 original Xbox games.
So basically, the whole library, right? If you buy the Game Pass,
Yes.
Or no?
Okay. See, that's the great thing about it is you get to go back and play games that you loved on Xbox and Xbox 360. You can play those backward compatible games as part of the Game Pass, and you get the new releases. And I think a lot of third-party developers are gonna get on this day one or week one of release. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think this is going to revolutionize how people get their games. Because there's nothing fucking worse than spending $100 on the brand new Call of Duty game that comes out, get a season pass, all DLC that comes out, and before the second DLC comes out, you're tired of the fucking game.
Yeah, that would be one question that I would have. Do you get all the DLC that comes out?
I think the DLC is additional. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a lot cheaper than buying the whole game and getting the DLC, because now you have the option. Because say you play a game, you get through the whole campaign, and you're like, meh, I don't really need the DLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, the DLC is only necessary if you're playing online all the time and need that to matchmake, or you're someone like me who likes to finish a game 100%, including DLC.
Yeah, how would that affect you?
It wouldn't, because if it's a game that I want to play, I would have bought it anyways. I just usually wait and buy it, a couple months after it comes out when it goes on sale or something. I don't buy games the day they come out. Very few games do I buy the day they came out.
Fair enough.
So
when's PubG gonna be finished?
I don't know, but they're talking about next month in April releasing the new map.
Let's go, man.
I know, I'm excited. And they're actually talking about PC getting the third map by the end of the year.
Damn, man, I'm just getting used to this map. You know what I mean?
No.
for the most part, I didn't jump on in December when it first came out, so I'm still.
I didn't either.
So I'm still getting I know the map, but it's.
I was gonna say I know the map.
There's a couple spots where it's like, oh shit, I've never been here. Let me check this out and see what this has. Before we wrap this up, you had mentioned something about a would you rather that you have. I do I thought JP, who was filling in for Wilds, although I miss Wilds. Rest in peace.
We miss you.
Or wherever you're
I think his
at.
muscles exploded and he was in the hospital. Hope you get well soon.
I thought his would you rather would be a good question for him, because I think we're about equal height, although he outweighs me, but his arms are he looks like a fucking gorilla. I bet he walks on his knuckles. like he just when he was flexing, we had these tiny little tattoos. I was like,
they weren't tiny before he started injecting his muscles. Oh, he's gonna be mad about that one too.
I love Wilds, but I thought JP's would you rather have was it double your weight or half your height?
Which is a wash in my opinion.
Was
if you were half your height, you'd be double your weight too.
Yeah, pretty much.
You would just be like a medicine ball, just rolling around.
I'd be like the guy in Alpha Force, if you know X-Men comics.
See, I could take maybe the half the height, because that put me still taller than you. I'd be 3.5 feet tall.
We'll punch you in your kneecap.
I did have a would you rather. I'm trying. Okay, so here's what I got, right? So, would you rather have no financial worries, but you got to get punched in the face?
Oh, I heard this one.
Did you?
Yeah,
no, this is different. That one was different. That one was different. I think you heard it same place I did, but that was just you get a little bit extra in your paycheck every week. Nah, you know what? Maybe
that's the same one.
No, it is. No, it's not the same one. This was kicked in the nuts. Everything could be taken, but every morning you get kicked in the nuts. Or
get kicked in the nuts sucks.
I know, right? No, so you took me off my. Now I lost my train of thought. All right,
go.
I lost my train of thought. I lost the other half of it. It was either you can have everything financially taken care of for you, but you have to get kicked in the nuts every morning for the rest of your life.
What time in the morning?
Whenever you get up to go to work.
Right when I get up? Or do I get time to get a shower, get ready for it?
like feet hit the
All right,
floor,
let's
you
go.
about ready to walk in and do the morning routine, you get kicked in the nuts. It has to be before you head off to work.
Yeah, I get that, but there's a time like, all right, so when you first roll out of bed,
But see,
you're not awake, you're zombie mode until like, you know what I mean, until you get ready. So there's a part where you're getting ready, and then you're awake, and you're like, all right, then you can brace yourself to get kicked in the nuts. Versus if you roll out and it's just, as soon as you.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. That's a good question.
Before or
I think you
after
just have to.
coffee?
All right.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
have to get kicked in the nuts before coffee,
Oh no.
but after a shower. There you go. So you're nice and awake for it.
And what's the other?
The other, see, like I said, I lost my train of thought and I forgot. It was a similar one. You could kick somebody in the nuts every morning, but you still had to go to work. And I forget how I phrased it. It's lost now. I lost my train of thought and I forgot how I phrased the second part. It was hard to work out that one because getting kicked in the nuts is not an easy choice to make.
No.
So it's kind of a throwaway. We can just delete this right out.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's good
See,
comedy.
I get these worked out and then I forget them. I
So
should start writing
write
them
them down.
I should start writing them down.
Or
On
talk
my
to
memo.
Bixby and say, hey, Bixby,
Hey,
take a
don't-
memo.
just Stop. Don't activate my phone.
Hey, Siri, take a memo.
Siri doesn't know shit.
She don't even answer me. Fucking just like a woman.
She keeps ignoring you. So next time I'll write it down on my phone so I know
Here's
I
how
can phrase
take
it
the
right.
memo.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. I should have kept my Samsung note. I would have been able to jot that down. So earlier, the day that we are recording, not the day that I release this, I did a picture of a review that we got off iTunes from Skanker22.
I saw this.
Saying super cool discussions to be had here. Wish you guys did live shows near me so I could see and try some of the craft beers. Yeah, it was just really nice. So I meant to do this before when we had Eon on, but it was, I don't know, it was such a good conversation that it really completely lost my mind.
Yeah.
Even I think with Jonathan too, I wanted to start. And I wanted to do some Jameson with him too, but it just
Some shout out reviews. Is that
yeah,
what you're talking about?
just one. Like they love the 5-star review. We've got 16 reviews, so anybody that sees us on iTunes, find us Off Color Discussions.
Give us a go.
You can give us a listen to and a review, a little rating, if you will. 5 stars, awesome. We like it. So the good Doctor 74 said, we'll definitely put this one into the rotation. The hosts are great. Good job. I don't know if it had that accent on it, but it's called The Good Doctor, so I'm assuming
That just reminded me.
that's
of,
what it has.
Have you seen the new Family Guy episode?
I have not.
Nope.
Stewie uses his real voice.
Oh boy.
He
gotta
goes
watch
in
this
and
now.
he goes in and talks to a child psychologist, which happens to be Ian McKellen.
Oh, fucking
And-
American Dad.
Oh man, it is fucking hilarious. And he ends up using his real voice and how his British voice is like this facade that he puts on. And oh my god, it's fucking hilarious. And the entire episode happens in this one room, in this one conversation
I have to fucking
with a
watch that
child
one.
psychologist, and the shit's so funny. So watch that.
I will do that. I'll do one more. This is Jason of Ecto, 5-star. Keep it up. Everybody should be listening to this podcast. If you don't fucking know by now, find us. offcolordiscussions.blueberry.net. Subscribe to the podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at OC Discussions. That's all you got to type in.
iTunes,
Stitcher, Android,
Castbox,
fucking
all kinds.
yeah, it's an Android app. Any Android app that you can do podcasts on. We're working with Blueberry to get put on Spotify, so hopefully that go into it soon. We'll be on Spotify. Not that I really give a shit. If you're on iTunes or whatever, just find us, share us, like us, review, whatever you got to do. Let the people know.
Definitely leave your feedback.
Hell yeah, our Twitter's been blowing up lately.
I love it.
iTunes have been blowing up. Instagram's been doing well. We're into craft beer. We should take some pictures of these, and we'll post them up there. Excuse us. You can find us on YouTube. it will be past, so I don't really care about it. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed Ian coming over on the Sunday after we record to live stream. We're gonna play. That's
coming up this Sunday.
Yes, sir. Play brush. Well, when we record, that's gonna be like 2 weeks from now. Like when this gets aired, it's gonna be like 2 weeks past. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Find us on YouTube. We're going to do more live streams like that. Plus, with our beard competition, if you could go to vetscount.org, you can find us in their events page.
/NH.
Hell yeah. Battle, beards, beers, and battle scars. Vote for whoever has the nicest beard.
You'll see the best looking beard in the top picture. It's right at the very top. It's in the thumbnail of pretty much everything that we're posting right now.
This is such a bullshit representation
Go fuck yourself.
of what this is. Dude, it's been fun. As always, man.
As always.
And
on that note,
cheers, man.
Cheers. Good night. Afternoon, good morning. Depending on where you're at. In Japan, they probably in the morning.